going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Straight Up Sips, and this time we are figuring out if Russell's 15 is the king of the Russels. So we have a blind, and that is 6 glasses, 3 different samples, and that is between, of course, the Russell's 15, the Russell's 13, and the Russell's single Rickhouse, and this one is coming out of Camp Nelson F. Okay, matured on floors 4 and 5. Now, this is coming in at 117.6. The Russell's 15 is coming in at 117.4, and the 13-year is coming in at 114.8. So I feel like we have a pretty even matchup today. It's going to be really all about what do we think is going to be the best of this lineup. We do have a sheet. We did this legit, okay? So all the glasses are poured already, and that's because we didn't pour these actually. I had my mom come over, and she came over and poured these for us. And so she wrote the answer somewhere. It's not on the back of these, so I'll have to actually find out where it is. But she wrote the answer key somewhere, and I'm probably gonna have to call her to find out where she put it because she hid it from me. And so we have A, B, C. They're all the same. We will be drinking the same one. So that's nice. That's kind of why I wanted to do this. And so let's go ahead and get into it. So glass A. All right, so let's get a nose on this thing. I just know what I get on a Russell's Private Barrel Select, and I'm going to see kind of what I can get off of that. And I've had the Russell's 10 Russell's single barrel, so I'll see what I can pick off of these. Ooh, oak. Yeah. Oak, ethanol, kind of a dark, rich brown sugar caramel.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of just like a darker, more oaky caramel, like you said, type of note to that.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, I feel like, with that one.
Yeah, it's nothing super crazy. Maybe it's like there's a burntness to this. It's definitely burnt.
That's about it, though, for me.
Yeah, it's just dark, rich. Yeah. Ooh. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. These are all going to be fantastic pours, by the way. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. This was my primer pour, and this was my Jim Beam 7. So.
I feel like it complements the nose, like they're. It's pretty like that's what you get. Brown sugary.
It's kind of oaky.
It is, but I feel like it has more of a sweeter, like almost like sugary type of taste to it. I don't get a bunch of oak.
This has a little bit of like a rye zip in the beginning to me. It comes with some of that heat to me, but you get a little bit of that. There's not a dusty peanut that I remember. That's I do like on the single barrel. I will get like a dusty peanut.
That's good.
But that is good. I mean,
I have no complaints about this one.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I think it's definitely better than the Private Barrel Select that I have too. I mean, so it's like I was contemplating throwing this in there, but then I was like, this is just gonna get its tail whooped.
I liked it.
No complaints.
No complaints about it.
Cool. So, ooh, this one's oakier.
Really? Okay, wait.
Wait a minute. I said that. Don't.
I think it's fruity to me.
The dark fruit to it. There's like a.
It's brighter smelling than that one.
It's like a licorice.
Yeah.
Like a black licorice kind of deal going on.
It's very different though.
Brown sugar though. These are gonna be probably.
No,
there's
these are
caramel.
completely
There is some vanilla in there though. Really so A smells better.
To me, yeah.
I won't go back and smell it. I'll wait till we get through round 1.
I'm getting like a bright. It's brighter to me. I don't that fruity note to it.
Trying what they, like the right way to do it. You're like,
oof. I don't know about that.
Flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
That one.
That one what?
It was very viscous, very full. Like this was a very viscous and rich pour. Then this amplified it. I'm still feeling it on my tongue, almost.
Yeah. I mean, these are pretty like they taste how they smell, and obviously
there's definitely
some that don't.
There's similarities, but there's little bits of differences.
These are very different to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna taste the exact same. I'm just saying like there's
this
like
tastes completely different to me. It's fruity. I get more of like a vanilla, more of like
you get more vanilla on B or A.
B. This one's more like dark, like sugary caramel. This one is like fruity, bright, more vanilla. You know, I could be making a fool of myself though right now. That's just what I get.
That one to me is oaky, dry. There's like
dry.
dark. There's like an oaky dryness on that one.
I could see that.
Like in the front to mid. And then it's kind of has a dryness at the end, like on the finish. That's on the sides of my tongue.
I get the dryness at the end.
I feel like that one is like richer, darker.
I don't think so. Well, I just have different pores.
I know, yeah, I know. We do not have different pores. I'm getting a little bit of something different on that one.
I mean, I'll go through it one more time, but as of right now, this one is more like the darker kind of.
Yeah, I think once round 2 goes around and we're kind of comparing them, we'll kind of get a lot better idea. All right, glass C. So let's see what this one's all about. Oh, this one's lighter.
Yeah, it's got that fruit. I feel like it went from like
way
dark to light to me.
Fruity, yeah.
Straight fruit.
But it's not like berries.
I was thinking that was like maybe like an apricot or something, like a.
I'm gonna go off of you on the nose because it's not picking up for me, honestly. It's a
bright note though.
I can tell
citrus.
The brightness. That's about all I got.
It's like almost like a citrusy type of fruit to me.
There's like I don't want to say floral, but like not like a honeysuckle or something, but like. There's a little earth, like it feels kind of earthiness in there to this one.
I can see that. Like once you point that out, then like. See, now I'm not even smelling the fruit. Now that you said earthiness, now I'm just.
That's kind of that. I feel like a lot of times I'll think fruit, and then it'll develop into like it'll get darker and a little bit like more muddled, you know. And I think that's when I start going in the earthy direction.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a Dusty Peanut on this joker right here. I'm serious. I just got it. This is Dusty Peanut.
Try it.
I haven't tried it yet, but this is Dusty Peanut. This is earthy. This is caramel. It's got caramel on the nose too, a little bit. This is the thinnest one, in my opinion.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, we'll decide, but like I feel like it might just be because I went from that one, which I said was the most viscous, but I do get that kind of like peanut hull kind of. It's not like a Jim Beam nuttiness or anything. No, it's just a peanut shell, like a dusty peanut shell.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And it's got some of that brown sugar, but this one has a little bit more of that oak spice, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. This one's pretty oaky to me.
I feel like this one had like a lot more dryness up front because to me it wasn't as viscous. Yeah. It didn't coat my entire tongue, and as soon as I tasted it, I kind of got that dryness on the sides of my tongue right at the beginning. It still to me has kind of like a little bit of a fruit note in there, but I'm just getting a lot of oak in that one. Yeah, honestly. There's a vanilla, so there's a vanilla in there, right there, kind of. Towards the end, right before you get to that finish, there's vanilla in there. All right, so after some decision making, we decided on our winner. Okay, now we have different winners.
We do.
We do have the same loser. So we did make our guesses as well as to what they are. We have different guesses. So that being said, let's get into it. So go ahead and explain what kind of your thought process was with picking your winner.
Well, I went through them again, second time, tried them multiple times again. My favorite was A. I really, just going back to it, to me, these two weren't like so similar, but this one was just different from these two in a good way to me. So it had a lot of that like caramel, sugary, kind of like just a dark, good, sweet note to me that I really enjoyed. That's why it's my first. My second is B. Same thing. I mean, it was very good just overall. You know, no complaints about it either. This one just fit my kind of like flavor profiles better. It kind of had like a little funky note to it, so that's why I put it second. And then C just was very dry to me.
Yes.
It also kind of just had a weird note in there to me too. So yeah, mine didn't really go out of order. They stayed the same. So I guessed completely random that this was the Russell's 15, this was the 13, and this was the limited. I have no idea. So just went based off of my
did one of these
likes and yeah,
like one of those.
That's mine.
All right, so with that being said, I'll piggyback a little bit. I won't try to say the same things over and over, but I had we had the same loser, so I'll go ahead and talk about the loser. So that was C, and again, not bad pours. None of these are bad pours, okay? This though, the dryness. The dryness hit me right off the rip. It felt thinner. It had a little bit of that dryness on the side of my tongue, just at the front of the palate, and it just stayed the whole time. I don't know if that's age. I don't know what kind of what that is. It just tasted a little bit thinner than these two. The flavors were kind of just felt a little bit more muted than these two as well. I just wasn't getting as much oomph in flavor. A is second place. I had to go back and forth between C and A little bit. Not because I was trying to figure out which one was my loser here, but it was more along the lines of trying to figure out what separates them. A has a solid vanilla cream note that I get pretty consistently when I tried it, and it was very sweet, candy sweetness more on this one. Whereas B, and the reason why it's the winner for me, is because it was bold. Like, it really came out to absolutely win this thing. To me, it was dark brown sugar, oak, spice. Like, it just kind of had it all for me. Okay. And so I was a really big fan of that one. I therefore guessed, and I did have to, you will see, I did change my guess there as I did it, because I was flip-flopping. But I went with B, being the Russell's 15. And then I said that the glass A was the single Rickhouse. All right, so now that we've picked our winners, we've made our guesses, it's time to find out where we lied on this. Where we lied? Something like that. The answer sheet has been underneath this the whole time, and so therefore we are going to find out what the answers are of this.
You want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Russell's 15 is in glass B.
That's one.
Russell's 13 is in glass C. And Russell's single Rickhouse is in glass A.
Honestly, there was a pretty good reason as to why I was able to pick those out. These are literally the same proof. This is 3 points lower. This one is the darkest, so therefore probably the oldest. You know what I mean? So that's why I made those guesses. Okay.
I told you B was the darkest, so I just went for.
Well, like you were like she wasn't like, I was like, let's write guess. Well, I didn't. My mom was like, hey, when she did this, she ripped off 2 pieces of paper. She's like, I want to see what you guys guess.
Well, I should have thought about it more. I just wrote down the order.
Yeah.
So.
But
no, I honestly probably would have just switched B and A. Well, wait, then that would. No, that still would have been wrong, but I would have switched probably those two. I probably would have kept that one at C.
No, I mean, no, your order's the same. Your order is right. Like, I like that. I mean, but as far as the guesses, I mean, it's all for fun. We really just we make sure we chose we made our guesses after we made our decisions on what our order was. We're not putting this as the reason why we think that each bottle is whatever it is. This is purely for fun, just to see how we do. With that being said, kind of crazy, like the Russell's 15, but we put Russell's 13 at the tail end of this joker here. So knowing the results, are you surprised? Are you?
No, I had no expectations because I don't know anything about any of these bottles. So it was a blind as it could get for me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Hey, I'm glad you did this with me because she's not a Russell's fan typically. Wild Turkey.
Well, that's not true because I liked all of these except I honestly didn't care for that one. I didn't care for it. These two were close. This one just was more my kind of like flavor profile. So
I feel like if I would have just tried C on its own, probably would have been pretty good, like really good. But since it was coming up with the 15 and the single Rickhouse out of Camp Nelson, this one had obviously distinct flavors from these two. To me, so that was another thing that kind of swayed my opinion. I thought about it.
That is true.
So that was
I should have thought about it.
That was kind of that to me was really why I went in that direction. But there you have it. So, would you consider Russell's 15 king to the Russells?
Well, no.
I would. I think it's
no, it's really good. It is. I mean, that's why,
I don't know what they're going on for secondary as far as these two, but I say if you pick up any of these bottles, you're doing pretty good. These are all fantastic pours, but I definitely big fan of that Russell 15. So be sure to like, subscribe, and I feel like we did a live the other night.
We did, yeah.
So looking to do more lives on Wednesdays. So be looking out for those, and also just leave a comment down below. Do you agree with this list? Are we absolutely bonkers for what we did? Those kind of things. But other than that, remember, straight up sip it, and we'll see you in the next one.